So one of the things that I look for when I'm building a scale shape or a pattern on the guitar neck is certain symmetries, commonalities. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that the number of notes per string that you play is dependent on the number of notes in an octave, not that surprisingly. Which is why when you're playing chromatics you can play 4 notes a string, when you play major and minor scales you can play 3 notes a string. When you're doing pentatonics, anything with 5 notes in an octave, like a ninth or something, you can play 2 notes a string, or you can do that 1-3-1 pattern. And when you're playing 4 notes in an octave, like a seventh arpeggio, you can play 1 and then 2, 1, 2, alternating all the way across. And that's the patterns that I wanted to look at this week. Now, why is this important? Well, what it means is that it allows you to accelerate your learning, because you're learning certain classes of patterns, which means that once you can pick 3 notes per string, for example, you can use the same picking pattern for any shape that has 3 notes a string. And I've already created a video that covers this, which I'll put a link to. Now with 7th arpeggios, as I say, there's a pattern that you can see which alternates 1 note and 2 notes. And I've covered the C major, you know, all the shapes around the C major chord in the previous video. So this video I thought I'd look at the patterns you'd find around an A bar chord type shape. So I thought I'd look at the major 7th, the dominant 7th, the minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and the diminished 7th. So as usual, I've created a PDF. It is worth getting hold of this, downloading this, because there's a lot of information on that, and it has all of the scale shapes and it's got all of the tabs and things worked out. So get hold of that, and that's in the description field. But let's zoom in and I'll play through for you. Okay, so all of these patterns are based around this sort of A bar chord up on the 10th fret. So this first chord is G major 7th. And as you can see, it's got 2 notes on the A string, 1 on the D, 2 on the G, 1 on the B, 2 on the E. And just like before, I like to play these in groups of 4 just to get them under my fingers and to have something to play over, just so I'm not just going up and down over the arpeggio all the time. So that's the first pattern. And you can see here, my second finger really carries the 3 notes in the middle there. And then when I move to G7, instead of playing the first note with my little finger, I like to use my 3rd finger, otherwise I use the same fingering. And then moving on to G minor, so this is the A minor 7 bar chord up on the 10th fret. Just the same pattern over and over again. And then the minor 7 flat 5. Quite like the sound of that actually. And then onto the diminished 7th. And then what I like to do here, actually, if I'm going to play this, practice this, I go onto the F major 7th. And by doing that, and then I go around the cycle, and by the end of it I'd move on to E flat major 7th and work my way down the neck like that, and that allows my hands to get used to playing in all of the different positions up and down the neck. So that's one way of practicing this. So, interesting stuff. I keep meaning to actually collate all of these PDFs into a book. Let me know if that would be useful for you. The other thing that you probably noticed is that I've just set up a Patreon site. That's just for people who want to support me in what I'm doing with this site, but I'll continue to make the videos for free as usual. But anyway, hopefully that was useful for you. Hopefully in the next few weeks I'll cover some more of these 7th arpeggios, and then you'll have the whole set available for you. Okay, anyway, we'll chat next time. Goodbye.